Tokyo treat. We gonna eat these snacks. Tokyo treat. They give us a box. Welcome to our little Tokyo treat review. We are going to be eating some snacks from the Yosakura box today. So that is a little bit different. That is the Sakura nighttime snack. So daytime Sakura, more chill. But this is going to be more of the fun. It's the dark pink, if you will. In the book, it was talking about dark characters like Yuji, Dark Sailor Moon, Majin Buu, my favorite dark pink character. But Sakura season is still in bloom in the month of April that we're going into. It's about mid-March when we're filming this. So in Japan, it is Sakura season, and they use so much Sakura in their food and in what they do as a part of their culture. Definitely a big time of the year because of the cherry blossoms just looking so beautiful. Not an experience you can get here in the States, but with a Tokyo Treat Box, you can get a little sample of Sakura season brought to your door. Of course, you always want to use code Hashira for those 5 smackaronis off your first box. That link is in the bio.
And if you're wondering what a Tokyo Treat box is, Tokyo Treat is a monthly seasonal snack subscription box that is mailed directly to your front door, usually contains anywhere from like 10 to 20 different snacks straight from the heart of Japan. And like I said, they're all seasonally themed. So as Brian just explained, these ones are all going to be Yozakura themed, which means we probably have a lot of cherry blossom treats in store for us before we dive in.
Well, I'm really excited to dig in. As many of you might know, we are coming very close to our own trip to Japan to hopefully get to see some of this what was it called? Yozakura. So excited to get to experience this for ourselves, but we're getting a little preview here with these snacks. So like Brian said, if you do want to get your own Tokyo Treat box, this box is for April. You can get access to it if you just go to the link in the description, type in the code Hashira, you get $5 off your first box. Favorites?
I actually think I liked the little ring gummies the best.
Those were good.
Yeah. Like one of the small but mighty packages.
But I think my favorite was the Sakura crackers with the plum mix in. Like I said while we were tasting them, I don't think that's a flavor I've ever had before of like such aroma and so floral yet like almost a cinnamony sweet.
I have to go with the Sakura Castella. That was very good. And that was like the closeout of the box for me.
Thanks again to Tokyo Treat. Don't forget, if you're interested in grabbing your own Yozakura box in time for the season, you can check out the link in our description below and use code Hashira for $5 off. But with that, I think it's time to jump into today's episode. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Hashira Half Hour. Today, we just have another quick one for y'all, but we want to run through some of the updates that came out of
Anime Japan?
Anime Japan. I'm getting confused. We were just talking about Anime Arizona, right? And
yeah.
I'm getting confused about the anime locations, I think.
Yeah, it's a lot. There's too much.
There's many locations. Anime is Mr. Worldwide, Mr. 305. But sometimes it's in Japan, and that's what we're going to talk about today. And we're also going to crowdsource some recommendations at the end, but we'll start with the updates. So, Brian, do you want to take it away with what you're most excited about?
Hey, what's up, guys? It's me. I currently have the California Psychics theme song stuck in my head, and that's going really well for me. But what I'm most excited for is, of course, my fave of the Dark Trio, Chainsaw Man, the Chainsaw Man movie. I am current on the Chainsaw Man manga, so it does pain my heart a little bit that we are looking at a release date in Japan of September, which means probably not until at least January America time. But this arc of Chainsaw Man, if you already thought this was like weird and funny and offbeat, it just goes further. The show takes itself less seriously as time goes on, but also probes at darker themes. So conversely, I would say it's such a dynamic and interesting show about life. This arc definitely is a big arc in the show. A lot happens, which will set up for what's coming now in the final arcs of the manga. But definitely excited for the Reze arc. Um, the very pretty girl in the trailer, one of my least favorite characters. Her mom,
Uh-oh.
her mom threw shoes at people, um, and yeah, that's all I got to say about her.
Well, dang. I am not a Chainsaw Man manga reader, but I'm also looking forward to the movie. I feel like there's a lot of movies happening this year because they also like officially I guess they officially announced this at Jump Festa, but they did another like trailer or something that Jujutsu Kaisen's getting its uh hidden inventory arc movie on May 30th. So we got that. We got Kaiju number 8 has a movie coming out like next month. We got Demon Slayer, of course. I think we all know about that one. We got Chainsaw Man. Although I don't think we're gonna get Chainsaw Man this year in America because I think that unfortunately Chainsaw Man has a lot of hype around it, but it's lost a lot of it because didn't season 1 come out like 3 years ago?
It was like
Something like
winter
that?
2022.
Yeah. So
Oh, that
two and a
ages
half, 2.5 years ago.
The long break.
That's a long break, and I think a lot of people, when it's just one season, however good that season is, when there's that long of a break, people just kind of forget about it. So I didn't, and I'm ready. I'm ready to see it. I'm excited to see this Reze girl. I think she's voiced by Kanal's voice actor. So kind of excited about that. But also, I'm very excited for Kaiju number 8 to come back in July. We also have Sakamoto Days coming out in July. We also have Dandadan, which we still famously have not finished season 1. That's coming out in July.
We finished it. We just haven't discussed it.
Yeah, yeah. But I would have to say, I know this is so long-winded as I always am. The thing I am most excited for that was announced here was the Twisted Wonderland anime is coming out in October. Twisted Wonderland is a game that I found out about 2 years ago. And then I read some of the manga. So I'm going to be like a hardcore manga person of this anime because I've started it from the beginning. And this is the most important part. Hanai-san's in it.
What? What do you mean?
What? No way. Not me.
Lots of good news. I personally am really excited also about a new anime that's going to be coming out this year. And I think we got like the first key visuals and maybe like very brief teasers a while ago at this point, but there's a full trailer now for The Summer Hikaru Died. And it's very different than anything that we have discussed on the show so far, but the manga is stunning. It's short. It's a short read. So for those of you who don't always like to pick up the books, I would still recommend it because it doesn't take a super long time and it's just really beautifully done. And I also don't usually gravitate towards horror manga. This is a horror manga, but it's also kind of a love story and it's really stark and kind of devastating. But I think that it's done really, really well as like a metaphor for grief and queerness as well. So I would highly recommend it. Yeah, Brian, it's really good. It's really, really good. And it's short. I think there's only, at least in English, there's 4 volumes right now, and I don't think it's going to be much longer than that. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how it's animated because the art is gorgeous and like incredibly detailed and gritty, definitely Junji Ito inspired, but it's its own thing. It's really cool. So I'm really, really looking forward to watching how that's handled, and it's going to be coming out on Netflix for us here in the States. So that's exciting. Of course, there was a little bit of a One Piece announcement also, which I am also excited for the extended premiere. And it should be coming back really soon. That's really soon for any One Piece heads out there, I believe.
It's next month, right?
Huh?
It's next month, right?
Yep,
That's coming.
it's April. It's April that
is a
we're
double
getting
feature
that.
episode.
Extended could mean just about anything.
I was gonna
But
say.
I'm here for whatever it is. I will be seated. Whatever extended means, I will be there, and I'm looking forward to it so much. It took a long time to catch up, and I was definitely one of those people that was like, it's too long, I'm not doing it. And now that I've gotten through it, there's not enough. So I'm really excited. Those are probably my two most anticipated announcements. But of course, looking forward to the Chainsaw Man movie. I think the excitement will just have to be spread over the course of basically the next year until it happens for us. But I imagine that with all the time and effort that they've probably been able to allocate towards it, that I would hope it would be just as gorgeous, if not better, than season one was. And we know that Mappa was stretched pretty thin for a while. So I'm honestly glad that they were able to take time.
I guess this kind of transitions us into what we were talking about. But when you mentioned Junji Ito transitioning into our um, last piece of the episode where we're crowdsourcing things from you guys, right? Something I found was that there's going to be a signing of Junji Ito during while we're there. So I did
Really?
submit a ticket, submit a lottery entry to get a spot in line to see if I could get something signed from him. So we'll see how that goes. It does conflict with one of our other events. So it conflicts with the day we're on Team Labs, but if I end up getting that, like that's my
Go to
Roman
that.
Empire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That would be like me, you know, getting a ticket for Kimetsu no Utage and then being like, "Oh, I got the ticket, but I'm gonna fly home anyway."
Right. But
Oh, that's so cool,
um
Brian.
That's really cool. I didn't know that they were doing a signing.
yeah, I looked up because I was like, I'm sure there's got to be like some sort of museum or something, right? Because I know
Yeah.
they have like the Ghibli Museum. So I looked it up and I was like, all right, I guess not. Let's find out. So I'm just waiting for the lottery results, but we'll see.
That's so cool.
It
Yeah.
is super cool. I don't know, I don't know if we fully explained already, so I'm gonna jump a step backwards now and we've probably mentioned it in several episodes at this point, but we are all going on a trip to Japan. This is our first time for all of us, and we are so excited. It's coming up really, really soon now, and so I think we just kind of wanted to talk through some of the stuff that we're most excited about, and we'll definitely have to do some kind of episode reporting back on what was absolutely incredible and maybe what was different than what we expected also, but we can share our like predictions or like most anticipated moments. And I think also potentially a call for recommendations. If any of you have traveled to Japan and there's something that you think we absolutely shouldn't miss, please leave a comment and let us know so that we can make sure to add it to our ever-growing checklist. But
Mhm.
Hannah, do you want to go first?
There's like too much to say because I actually leave in a little less than 2 weeks. So I'm in the home stretch, but I'm gonna be in the country for almost a month, possibly an entire month. It's hard to kind of pinpoint what I'm most looking forward to because we really are doing so many cool things and I I want to just like take a moment and say how grateful I am that I get the opportunity to go to a foreign country for as long as I'm going and get to do all the things that I'm getting to do. I feel like I haven't been able to kind of realize that there's so much that I'm checking off my bucket list on this trip, but a couple of things that stand out would be Disneyland. I'm excited to go to Tokyo Disney Sea. I grew up going to Disneyland, so this will be kind of a cool step towards my bucket list of going to every Disney park in the world, which will probably never happen because I don't have a Disney loving husband. But Universal is also up there. Super excited to see that. And all the shopping. Very excited for that. Lots of cool stuff to get. But I would say the thing that I'm thinking about the most, I wouldn't say I'm excited about it yet because I don't know if it's going to happen. But checking in with the viewers, last time I talked about this, it was a sad. I'm not going to be able to go to it, but my husband and I did decide that we are going to go for it and try to get tickets to Kimetsu no Utage, the live reading of Hashira Training. There's some hoops to jump through. It's only lottery, and we can only apply in the third and final round because we are not Japanese citizens. So there are some hoops to jump through. We wouldn't know until we're already in Japan, but we're gonna go for it. We're gonna try, and I will check back with everyone afterwards. Because if that happens, that's the top of my list of things to look forward to.
I'm manifesting it for you, Hannah. It's gonna happen. If there's one person that wants to be there more than anyone else in the world, it's this girl right here. Probably
I
more than
will.
even like the actual voice actors want to be there.
I will understand less than 50% of what's happening because I just rewatched. For those who don't know, by the way, check it out on Crunchyroll. They just added these live readings to Crunchyroll, and it goes all the way through Entertainment District. So y'all check it out. It's so cool. But I was watching it and I realized I forgot how much of it is them kind of talking through the anime rather than actually doing the scenes from the anime. There's a lot of like non not, it's scripted, but it's like specific to the event. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna have a hard time understanding all that, but I'll be vibing.
So cool.
Honestly, this is a true statement. You do want it the most, and you have that. You just have that purity of wanting to be with Tantaro for another moment.
It's not a purity of wanting to be with Tanturo. I'm just like every time I'm in the same room as Hanai-san, he's just a human. Anyway, someone please take the mic from me.
Brian, you're up.
All right, God, where do I even start? Um, okay, so I guess in the same vein as Hannah, I do want to recognize how lucky I am to be going to Japan. Not only just getting the chance to go, but getting to go with people who I really love and cherish in my life. This means a lot to me. So I guess starting way back when I was a child, actually, my school in like second or third grade, we did like a culture week every year. And one week they did Japan, or one year they did Japan. Um, Now I got to play with a samurai sword that week. I got to watch paper theater there. I got to watch Big Bird Goes to Japan. That was very exciting. Um, and so I guess ever since I was a little kid, I've always wanted to go to Japan. Always loved like anime and things like that. Uh, so just being able to go is the start. What am I looking forward to the most? God, it's a toss up. I guess potentially this fits so well for me that I'm about to say this, but probably like getting tattooed by a Japanese artist or some takoyaki. Those are two things that'll go really well for me. First off, I want to try and find like a food stall with takoyaki because I feel like being Italian, I've always like loved food and like the traditional recipes that have been brought down through generations. And I know that some stall that we go to is going to be some great grandma's recipe that's been passed down through the family. And like I get the chance to enjoy someone else's long lived hard work and being able to experience some of these like cultural things that I wouldn't get to here um, is really cool. And also just the tattoo part, like tattooing in Japan is huge. Their artists are amazing, and I can't wait to get a piece of art on my arm. I'm going to be getting a Jeruma doll, which is one of those dolls with the weights in the bottom, and a snake on my arm. So I'm very excited. I know Emily and partner are going to be getting a tattoo as well. So is Hannah. So we're all gonna kind of do that together.
First
Uh,
one.
right? What a way to do it.
I think it's such a
Yeah.
cool souvenir to bring back, as long as you're into it, of course. But it'll actually be my first tattoo traveling also. There just hasn't really been time on some of the other trips I've gone on. So I'm really excited that the first one I'll bring back home from another country will be from Japan with my friends. There's so much to look forward to. I'll just chime in and add a third voice to recognize how very lucky we are to be going Tom and I have wanted to go for years and years at this point. It was something that we were talking about on the last international trip that we did, which was in 2019, because as everybody knows, shortly after the winter of 2019, the entire world stopped for many years. And like while we were still in London, it was like, where are we going to go next? And Japan was at the top of both of our lists, but the world shut down and Japan was closed. They were one of the longest countries closed. They might have been the longest. Seeing it open again was so exciting, but it definitely took some coordinating because things had just changed over the course of those several years. And so we're here now. We're a few weeks away from all going together, and it's going to be such a great time. But I think I'm looking forward to the tattoo for sure. Um, I'm really looking forward to just enjoying the natural beauty of the country and even the unnatural beauty, like the architecture and the museums. And um, I'm really looking forward to Ghibli Park also. That was like quite a fight to get those tickets, but we got them. I'm looking forward to that.
Emily's a warrior. The story behind this. Emily stayed up for an additional hour. It's like midnight. We're on the phone and we're like, dang, it didn't work. And then she keeps the browser open. She stays up for an additional hour. She's like, I got them at like 1 a.m. Like crazy of you.
Dang.
It was certainly not for the weak, but anyone that's fought for their lives in a Ticketmaster queue would understand the battle. So that's basically what it was, but it's fine. We got them. One night of my life in exchange for an amazing day. So
Mhm.
it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to that so much. We're going to stay for a couple days in a ryokan in Mount Fuji, which I can't even tell you how much my soul is going to be recovered and healed by that experience. But I am so looking forward to that. We're going to be living I don't know that we're having our beach day this trip. That might have to be the next trip, but we are having our onsen ping pong table karaoke night, and that will be deeply spiritually healing. And that is confirmed. They do have a ping pong table and a karaoke room. So
Wow. Cool.
Oh,
they do. They do. And that's in addition to the hot springs, which of course, like, is going to be such a fun experience. It's just not like there's hot tubs in America, but all the hotel pools here are really sad. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but it's just going to be something that is a total cultural difference. So I'm really looking forward to that. The food, of course, there's going to be all kinds of amazing food. Huge foodie over here and looking forward to eating my way through the different cities and then passing the fuck out, but also not because there's so much to go see and do and walk around and get our 30,000 steps in a day. There's so much. But we'll definitely have to report back on what was the best, what was different, what we want to add next time, because I'm sure that there will be a next time.
Yeah, I feel really blessed to get to do this and to get to do it with friends that I love so dearly. It's just like we're all going to the other side of the world together. Like it doesn't get much better than that, right?
Right. No, it's
So
going to
cool.
be great. And we've been planning for months now. So
Chip planning.
we have it like almost down to a science. There's a couple things we still
Mhm.
have to figure out. I'm still working on figuring out the Shinkansen app, but we will get there and we will see the country, which is so exciting. It's going to be
Mhm.
amazing. But if anybody that's listening has been or has heard of anything and would like to recommend it, please, please, please leave it in a comment because we do still have some room in the itinerary somehow. I think we're trying to leave things a little bit open so that we can also just stumble upon and experience things in the moment. But if there's something we absolutely shouldn't miss, let us know. I think Hannah's going to more cities than us, but we're hitting altogether Tokyo, Fuji, Kyoto, Osaka, and then a
and
few
then
of us are going
Tokyo.
to
Okay,
Nagoya for the park and then back to
okay.
Tokyo. But it's going to be great. Alrighty.
I think that's
Well,
it.
you probably won't be hearing from us for a while because we're going to be in Japan. But maybe we can even like get some cool like B-roll or something on our phones to include in an
Yeah.
episode for anyone that watches these on YouTube. We can show some cool, we can do like a vlog.
We could do a vlog.
That could be
We could
fun.
do like a Hashira half hour vlog day.
That could be really fun.
You'll be
Maybe
fine.
all of us
Actually, let's do it.
we'll vlog our Japan travels and share
We'll do it in
them
like Kyoto or
back
something.
with you. That'll make for a great Tokyo Treat sponsored episode. Great. Well, we will see you guys back in a while. If you haven't heard from us, it's because we're living our best lives overseas. But that's it for today. As always, if you liked what you heard today, please leave us a comment, leave us a rating if you feel so inclined, and make sure to check us out on our socials. We might be a little bit more active there than we will be on Spotify and elsewhere. But in the meantime, we are anywhere that you listen to podcasts. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple, and we have all socials. We are at Hashira Half Hour on Instagram, and we are at Hashira Half on X. Don't forget to leave us those recommendations. We will definitely take them to heart.
Thank you again so much to Tokyo Treat for sponsoring today's episode. Like we said earlier, if you want your very own taste of Japan delivered right to your door, we are offering a discount. If you go to our link in the description and type in the code Hashira, you get $5 off of that first box. So definitely check it out and get your very own taste of Sakura season.
Umai. Sayonara for a month.
My sayonara.
Iterashai.